Hi, this is Ruth Theresa with One Inspiring Woman, and today we're going to talk about Moonology, but we're going to talk about it in a little bit different way than we have in the past. I get lots of questions about what should I be doing during the lunar cycle to take advantage of the moon energy. So one of the best ways to start learning about Moonology and understanding it is to understand it does have a cycle. We start with the new moon and it grows and grows and grows until we get to the full moon, and then it kind of starts waning and getting smaller as we go into our next new moon. So the best way to take advantage of a new moon energy is thinking about it a few days prior to the actual full moon. Whenever that happens, that's the day that you should be thinking about your goals or what you would like to achieve in the next 29 days. So every 29 days we have another new moon. So every 29 days the moon is asking you, what would you like to accomplish? What would you like to do? What would you like to start? Where would you like to end up? So that's the questions to you. Where would you like to start? Where would you like to spend your time? What would you like to push the energy of this new moon into? Now, you can do it in many different areas, or you can take one area at a time. I highly suggest kind of doing it in a couple of different areas, but part of that is getting really clear about what you desire. It's one of those, it's kind of like writing your letter to Santa Claus and just going, I want lots of toys. Well, what kind of toys do you want, or what are you interested in? So talk about those. Talk about that kind of thing. Like, get clear about, I desire a new job to be created. One that sets great hours, that has great pay, that does this, does that. The pay is this or better. It kind of brings and opens up that energy of what would you like to bring into you? What would you like to create at this time? And so thinking about that, if you are in wanting to start like a new relationship, what would you like to draw in? And as you work through these steps, it's going to give you some ideas of like, hey, I really need to think about this a little bit more. Maybe I'll catch the next moon cycle. So if you have a lot of energy that you kind of like, okay, I just got out of a bad relationship. Maybe you should give yourself a little bit of time or a few moon cycles to heal what you were going through so you can open up to the next person that you're going to invite into your life. A lot of times I hear so many people go, I just want someone who is successful. I want a man or a woman who's already successful. Well, if you're trying to draw that into you and you don't feel like you're a success in any way, shape, or form in your life, you're probably not going to draw that other successful person into you. Now, if you think about yourself as a success, whatever level of success you choose to dictate to yourself of what is a success to you, you're going to draw that person in. So if you're looking for someone who really knows about themselves, then you should really know about yourself. If you want someone who's successful in business, then that's what you should do yourself, is not necessarily having to open up a business, but learning about business. Because otherwise, if you don't, you have nothing in common with that person. So think about what you're willing to do or what you're willing to draw into you and learn about things. So if you are trying to bring in someone who's successful in their career, you need to feel like you're a success in your career to draw that into you. Because if they're making a lot of money and they're doing really well, they're probably not going to be on the same level with them. There's so many lessons that they learned because they probably started where you are and they worked themselves up to that level. So there's a lot of life lessons that they've learned. They've created different things for themselves. They've opened up opportunities themselves, but you haven't learned that yet. Doesn't mean you can't, just means you need to learn it. You need to take the time. You need to take the effort into building that relationship with yourself so you can be a better person, so you'll draw in someone who's better fitted to your energy. I often tell people, it's kind of the best way to describe it is when you are trying to draw someone into you, maybe a partner, doesn't have to be a love interest, it could be just a business partner. You are going to pull in people around your same level. So if you feel like your level's really low, then you need to up it. And how do you do that? Getting self-aware, clearing up anything that are any obstacles or blockages, and not blaming someone else like, oh, this is from my ex whatever, they brought this into me. No, 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 no. Take your responsibility for what's there, work through it, and then you'll learn those life lessons like, wow, I should have learned I could stand up for myself. I could have learned that I needed to set better boundaries with that person so they wouldn't step all over me in this relationship. So once you kind of learn those life lessons, you're going to find better and better and better energy, because your energy is going to get better and better. I often tell people that whatever your energy level is, the time that you meet someone, that's their energy level. They're within a few points of where that is. So if you're at a 50 energy level, they're at a 45 to a 55. They're around that level. And so if you're okay with that, that's great. But what if you're normally an 80 and that day you were just having a bad day and everything went wrong and all that kind of stuff? Well, your energy level may be really low, but it may be just low for that day. And then when you pop back up to your 80 level, it's one of those, now you're having stress and strain with this person because they're not on your level. They're not in the same category or the same type of interest that you have. So it's like either you're going to fight with them constantly, trying to improve them to get them back up to your level, or they're going to pull you down to their level and treat you like an equal. And no matter which way it is, it's not going to be a good thing. It's totally not going to be a good thing. So the best way to draw in someone with a great energy, with great outlook on life, going somewhere, is to do it for yourself. And then you'll draw in that right person for you. And that's the best part of it. So I thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll be talking about more Moonology information really, really soon. Talk to you then.